Hello and welcome back to another installment of Pokefodder. I had a great vacation, and while I was on vacation, I didn't do videos while I was on vacation. The reason isn't because I don't have any time to play. It's because I don't have the time or the ability to get away from either my friends or my family and set aside the time away to record the video, edit the video, and then a lot of times uploading video. I was out on an island and the Wi-Fi was really bad just for day-to-day activities like web browsing. I can't even imagine trying to upload a video via that Wi-Fi, but I am back. And while I was gone, I did some talking with my friends in the N Guild. It was Asian and Titar, and it was Popstar. And we were just kicking around deck ideas. And here's the thing. Like, I don't know how people play the same deck over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I don't know how you guys do that. And I see some people, like Supa, for example. Supa basically ran Deoxys until Deoxys died. And then he switched around between a few decks trying to find one that he really liked. And he has now landed on a Rush deck that that I guess he really likes, because that's all he runs. I don't know how you do that. Like, yes, I get winning is more fun than losing. I'm not going to argue that point. But winning with the same deck every time doesn't sound nearly as fun as losing some while learning new decks. But maybe that's just me and my personality. Yeah, everybody would love to win every match. I'm no different. But I like to find other decks that I can win with. I like to see, and maybe that's the difference. Maybe some people find a deck they can win at a really high rate with, and they're good with that. Me, I want to find several decks that I can run and still win with. And I guess that's part of the game for me, is how many different decks can I play and be successful, where other people maybe just don't want to take that risk, and so they just play a proven winner. But anyways, while talking over with my fellows there in Guild, we created the deck that you see here. If we go and look, we're not even going to jump into it, but because the menus are so wonky that I don't think if I hit decks, it'll take me right to this deck. We'll try it anyway, so we'll look. I think it'll probably take me to something else, and it did. So, if we look at the deck, I have the Celesteela, I have the Formosa. Obviously, that is for Rendezvous and then Call Signal. Like, there's no doubt about that. And it's the Formosa is in there because there are so many Ultra Beast decks now that if you don't have a way to bring back figures, you're playing kind of an uphill battle at this point. I have the Altaria to the Mega Altaria. And now, for the first time ever, I have a Tapu Fini that I'm running. The Rowlet to Decidueye. And then this forgotten water figure here, Poliwrath. Now let me tell you, before I go into this game, what it is that this deck is supposed to do. Celesteela. Send my opponents off to Ultra Space. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Formosa, bring back my figures from Ultra Space. That's pretty self-explanatory there. But then the Fini is how we are going to try to banish our opponent's best figure. So if my opponent is running a Celesteela, I'm going to banish that. I will swap out my figure for that figure. If they're running like Ampharos with Mega Ampharos, then maybe I want to get rid of that figure. There's a few different options, and it also works as a Tapu Koko blocker. The Rowlet to Decidueye is my runner. It slows down the Ultra Beast cheese. It doesn't stop it, but it's going to slow it down. And Decidueye Fully Evolved is an absolute beast. It is a really good figure. And then we have Poliwrath. And Poliwrath is in here because if you think about all the Ultra Beasts, with the exception of Nihilego, they all have a small segment right before they're blue. So the point is, and a lot of the meta figures today are not nearly as daunting as when they're confused. So the whole point is to confuse figures that are threatening, or possibly banish figures that are threatening, or possibly send them to Ultra Space. Altaria, what it's going to do is it's going to give a plus 10 buff to my Rowlet, which you may think, well, that doesn't really mean much, but Rowlet is 40 base, with a plus 10 is 50. With a chain level or 2, you can knock out a Zapdos, because a lot of people put nothing into the 50. So even at 51, you can take out a Zapdos. Like, it is possible. They're going to have a large miss, they're going to have a 4 miss, then a large miss, and then their 50 is more or less going to be a losing roll as well, which puts you, at a, probably a 30, maybe 35% chance to knock out a Zapdos and trigger the evolution. You're going to be facing a lot of blue heavy figures, so you can knock them out with Rowlet. And once you get up to Decidueye, you're going to be doing a ton of damage with a nice gold, a nice passive on the gold. So that is the thought and creation behind this deck. We have the Mega Altaria Plate, the Long Throw, the Double Chance, Scoop Up, Mighty Sphere, and X Attack. Now, X Attack, I don't love my plate build here. I'm just gonna say, but I don't have any more spots. I wish I had like 2 more spots, but you can make a strong case for X Speed and put that on Rowlet in case you come across the Lunalas of the world. Maybe even for the Nihilegos of the world. That would be better. But I just find the reason why I went with X Attack is because X Attack gets me up over 70, which is kind of the magic number for Tapu Koko. And I just feel like I find more Tapu Kokos than I do Lunalas at this point. And there you go. So here's the deck. We are going to take it into league play, where I hope, you never can take these things for granted, but I hope the deck performs as it should, and you guys get to see the whole cohesive unit of this deck working together, as opposed to, some other decks that are kind of one-trick ponies. I feel like with this deck I have a lot of different options and a lot of different win conditions. And I don't necessarily know that every deck in the game is going to give you that ability. Okay, so we are going against Valor. And my first thought, looking at his deck, is why are you running Celesteela with no way to call it back? That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I'm not sure why you would do that. What do we want to do here? We can't, we could just, what does my opponent have here? My opponent has Mega Scissor, Metal Sphere, Metal Coat, Gold Box, Switch. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to test out this X Attack right off the bat. Do have gold, so we can knock out the purple. We'll be able to cover all of their attacks if we roll our 40. And there we go. Right off the bat, we're going to trigger our first evolution, which is nice. Well on our way to getting Decidueye. Which my goal is to always get to Decidueye. If I'm playing an Ultra Beast deck, sometimes I may not. If we roll purple here, we're great. Oh, God, that's great. I may not do the evolution against an Ultra Beast deck, but more times than not, I'm definitely going to do that evolution. I could have threatened goal there, but I didn't want to get attacked by Celesteela. And it looks like our friend Valor might have just quit, but let's see. Did they come back? Their clock's not moving. Not really sure what happened here. Oh, there's their clock. Okay. So I imagine they're going to take Tapu Koko and cover goal. It feels really good to get the, that is really interesting. To get those evolutions done there. What have I gotten myself into here? Okay, now he can't hop over things. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to long throw. But who do I want to long throw in there? I mean, Celesteela is the most obvious choice, right? Although now if I lose my Poliwrath, I can't get to goal, so who knows? Alright. We're playing really slow, and I'm having to think a whole lot about this, and I probably shouldn't have to. That's an easy fix. I can't tell you how many times I let Tapu Koko walk onto my goal during the cup event, the boat. It was a ridiculous amount of times. I will tell you that. I'm ashamed to admit how many times I let my opponent's Koko do that. All right, well, let's be a little bit aggressive here. We're gonna press forward. And in true fashion, my figure goes up. I just got him to level 9 today. So in true fashion, the streak of buffing up figures and them promptly rolling misses continues. Guess I'm just going to go ahead and threaten goal here. Not really concerned. There is nobody in Ultra Space, so I'm not super concerned about that. His Scissor, I've got covered pretty much every direction. But just in case I roll Grass Knot, I'm going to double chance here. And then all we have to do is survive the... he rolls Dodge. Go figure, right? Go figure. Oh, and I have a cracked marker. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Okay. Okay, I knew that's what he was going for. Not really sure how I let this game get to this point. That was a good roll. I'm not sure. I don't know how I probably should have already won and been done with this. Now, the one thing that I do want to be careful of is Formosa is my only way to call back from Ultra Space. So getting my figure sent away would not be the best thing in the world. And when he psycho switched or whatever he did, yes, that cleared the cracked marker off of my figure. So that was good as well. Now I'm going to have to play a little bit faster. I have to act like I've actually run this deck before, and that's not my first time playing this deck. Let me get my Polly out here. Uh-oh. There really are no words. I have no words for that. That, like sometimes you just have to laugh. Like I don't know that I could have played that any worse than I did. I was so beyond passive. Oh, and now we get this deck. I was so beyond passive. I don't think I have anything that can beat this deck unless I'm going to have to Ultra Space his figures. But I was so passive with my Decidueye on his entry point that I never even threatened goal until I let him get all his figures out. I don't know why I didn't just move over and challenge Tapu Koko. I have no idea why I didn't do that. But that was such poor playing on my part. And you see, it cost me the win. Because I completely let him just bring out all of his figures back onto the board, when what I should have done is just threaten the game right from the get-go, and if it didn't work, then I could regroup. But, oh man. That was bad. That was a very poorly played game on my part. And then him hitting the fly, of course. And so now, as you see, because there are no or very few 3-star purples in the game in the current meta, what you see is somebody has decided that they're going to go back to the Koba Deoxys Defense form Sandwich and play that. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to launch them into Ultra Space, and quite honestly, I am just going to march my Celesteela straight up the bench, the board here. Not even going to bother with any of these other figures. Should be able to survive this. That's fine. You can stay iced. Now, Flame Gun works beautifully right here. Rendezvous works beautifully right here. That would have been perfect. Not just going to give him my goal. And we're going to go after this again. That works. What does he have? I guess it doesn't even matter here because I'm going to do the same thing. Yes, that worked. What's he going to do? He's going to bring out... Okay. which that works. That'd be great if I'd have rolled my gold into that. Does he have an X attack? No. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight after this. Which I should have done last time. I should have been way more aggressive than I was. I don't really want to X attack because he has way too much blue. I don't like using plates into heavy, heavy blue figures, and see that would have been a waste. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw Formosa up here, hopefully land the call signal. No. But that's okay. Pawnee Wish? No. We're gonna get burned instead. Alright. Let's go here. Let's go here, try to get this around, which we don't. It's going to allow him to, oh no. I really would like to even if we get burned here, it's okay, because, okay, then we're flat out going to win. I was going to say, because then he's going to be confused. Now we're looking for Pawnee Wish, because I will banish my figure in. We can't have Pawnee Wish because, actually that's a worst case scenario. We can't have Pawnee Wish because it was gone because we were burned. Alright, so we are going to backtrack. Walk that off. Does he have hurdle jump, I imagine? No. Now we are going to do Mighty Sphere, because when I roll Call Signal, I want to be able to get this round and trap my opponent. So we'll go here. And then we're going to go here. Okay. If he rolls blue, or just gets knocked out again, that works. I'd like to confuse this figure. Call Signal. Perfect. He is now my figure. And that's why we did that. And now I want to confuse him because because what that's going to do is it's going to open the door for me to attack with my my Rowlet here. So now we're going to go take over the other entry point because he's most likely. And actually, you know what? Jeez, we're just going to go here. I'm actually going to attack even though there's really no reason to, because I want him confused in case my Poliwrath gets knocked out. This should be a good game. Like, it should be a good game. And it is. We're going to go ahead and claim him as a prize of Poke Fodder. And there you go. So, we really should have gone 2 for 2 today. I'm not going to lie. That second game, it required a lot more thought on my process, and even more so when I'm trying to describe what it is that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think about it, and then I'm trying to justify it in my head before I say, here's what I'm doing. So, But let me know what you think. Like, this isn't the most meta deck there is, but for somebody who plays the game better than I do, like, that first game was completely poor playing on my part. I'm gonna say that somebody who plays more consistently, and not like time-wise, but more consistently as in they make the right moves more than they make the wrong moves. I was making wrong moves in that first game. But somebody who plays the game Pokemon Duel more consistently than I play it can finish top 50 with this deck, guaranteed. Like, it has all the tools. It's got gold. It's got a way to banish your opponent. It's got a way to bring back your banished opponent. Confuse is great. It's got a way to send your opponent to Ultra Space, and then a way to call back your figures from Ultra Space. It has everything that is needed to be successful. And I want to say that it is a complete deck, if you will. Multiple win conditions, multiple ways to gain advantages, whether it be like the last game that you saw there, sending your opponent to Ultra Space, like, and then bring your figure back and trap them, and then claim them and clear out a spot on your bin, in your PC with your opponent's figure. Like, all of that plays together, and it's not even that difficult of a deck to run. It's actually pretty straightforward. You just have to be more aggressive. You can't be passive with it. You have to be a little bit more aggressive with it, and take opportunities that are there. So let me know what you think of the deck. And are you running something similar, or can you see yourself taking pieces of this? Like, taking pieces of this deck and making it your own? That's what I want to know in the comments below. And until next time.